speaking of the unbelievable things on earth, so you weren't here last week, Camille, but listen, we touched on it a little bit on the actually on Faith in Humanity Restored news, and I said I'd come back here and give an update on this if there was an update on it. So we remember the woman who went missing on the highway on the on the freeway. So there was for the people who weren't here, a woman named Carlee Russell was had gone missing in a highway last week. And what happened was, well, initially what people had thought was, based on her conversations with 911 and her family member before she went missing, was that she had seen a child walking down the freeway, and so she pulled up onto the hard shoulder, right, and stopped to take care of the child and whatnot, and then she'd gone missing. The family member on the other side of the phone heard a scream, and she went missing. So a couple of days later, like 2 days later, she came back on foot, and she was actually like, she was home. She was found home, and that's it. Like she just managed to find her way home 2 days later, right? And so police now then made investigation. So last week we were like, well done, happy news, good news, you're back home. So police then made an initial investigation on the whole thing, primary investigations, right? And so they interviewed her and whatnot. And she said in her interview that she got out of her vehicle to check on the child. Then a man came out of the trees and mumbled that he was checking on the baby. She then claimed that the man picked her up and then she screamed. Apparently the man had orange hair too. From what we can tell, we don't see anybody on the interstate other than her car, and then something getting out of her driver's side. We have sent that off to the FBI for enhancement. So, like, that's the police is saying, like, that's what they saw on the camera. And nothing was adding up, basically. Because it's like, if there was a toddler on the freeway, why is she the only one that's called in? How has no one else seen it? And then when they tried to track it, like, like from far back with other cameras, they haven't seen anything. Right? They can't corroborate any of the details that she was talking about. Any man, any orange-haired man, and apparently he was actually also with a woman. They couldn't corroborate any of these things. And then finally, the thing that's making it question it a little bit is starting to smell a lot like Juicy Smollett. I don't know if you guys remember that, but Jussie Smollett, that's it's starting to kind of look like it. Is that several hours before she was taken, about 7 to 8 hours before she was taken, she was legit on her search history Googling Amber Alerts and the movie Taken. Several hours before she was taken, allegedly. She was Googling the film Taken, and then also like Amber Alerts and what it and like what, like all that, anything related to Amber Alerts and whatnot. So that's the story.
Wow. So they're still investigating now.
They're still like they're trying to get another interview with her, but her family are kind of blocking it off, saying like she needs time to heal and whatnot. Because obviously her mother believes her 100%. So, and all that type of stuff. Yeah. She's just like, it's been very traumatic. She needs time to heal. I don't know why.
So her story is basically that she saw a toddler.
Yeah.
On like the highway.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh no, a toddler. She pulled over. She went to try and help the toddler.
Yeah.
And then some guy jumped out of the bushes.
Yeah. With an orange hair.
He had orange hair.
Yeah.
and picked her up, and she
Yeah.
screamed,
Yeah.
and then she just disappeared for days.
Yeah.
And
She
now
managed to
she
escape.
has
She managed to escape.
right, so she escaped captivity now.
During her captivity, she managed to escape.
Okay, congratulations to her.
And in her escape, it just so happened that she ran into her house.
Yeah.
Yeah. In her escape.
Interesting. Must be a massive coincidence, but okay.
It's starting to sound a little bit like Juicy Smollier. I'm gonna start calling him Juicy Smollier from now on. Like Juicy Smollier. You know what I'm saying? Like this brother.
Was that confirmed, by the way?
Huh?
Was
What do you mean is that
confirmed?
confirmed? What do you mean is that confirmed? He paid them $5,000.
Oh.
He paid them $5,000, and then he sent himself an envelope with penicillin crushed up, saying it was drugs. But he's still like super denying it. You know what I'm saying? Bro, really? Chicago, 2 a.m., and some guy in a MAGA hat came to you and threw a noose around your neck? Come on,
Yeah.
man.
It can happen.
Super believable.
You gotta be careful, man.
2 a.m. in Chicago in front of a Subway. Like the sandwich shop. Come on, man. So it's starting to sound
what is she
a little
hoping
bit like
to
that.
achieve? I don't understand.
Well, we don't know. That's
Well,
the
okay.
thing. It
What
could be
is
like
an
a
Amber
full
Alert?
Munchausen. Huh?
You said Amber Alert before. What is that? Is that a film? Is that like
No,
some sort
Amber
of-
Alert is the alert that people get in America when a child goes missing.
Okay.
So when a child
So-
goes missing,
Right.
people are sent an Amber Alert saying this is what the child looks like. It was lost seen on this, blah, 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 blah.
I see. Okay. And then Taken,
The movie.
the film.
I'm assuming
They-
you've all seen Taken, right?
I haven't seen it.
You've never seen Taken.
If I remember, I probably have. It's
Taken
been a
is
while.
Taken is a movie about a man's daughter who went on a holiday with her friend, and then she gets abducted, and then he
Oh, the one with
essentially-
Liam Neeson, right?
that's right, yeah, Liam Neeson.
Okay, yeah, I've seen it.
And then he has to basically track down with a special set of skills.
Wait, is that I will find you?
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
yeah.
Ah, okay. I see. I haven't watched it, but yeah, I know the one you're talking about now. Yeah.
So yeah, she was
Okay.
googling all that, bro. I'll be honest with you, I don't believe her. I don't want to be insensitive, but just based on this is BS. This is genuinely BS. Like there's nothing else to say. Maybe it's because I'm sick. I genuinely have no empathy. Like, come on, man. Like nothing adds up, yo. Like nothing adds up. Nothing adds up. Like I don't care how like self-absorbed we all are as people in the human world, especially like in certain cities. But there's no way a toddler is walking the interstate and only one person is kind enough to call it in. There's no way. It's just
Maybe.
impossible. There's no maybe, Masin. There's no
Maybe she is being framed. And if they wanted to frame her, this would be the best way to do it. See, they did their research, right? Maybe someone that she knows went to her home, typed in these things on the computer. It's too obvious. Nobody, come on. It's too obvious. It's some sort of villain who went there. They did that. They made sure that the way that the cameras were, it was in a particular place, particular area. They covered their tracks, and easy peasy, you know? And then they let her escape so that she could tell the story for a reason. And that is yet to be known.
But not to serious this out. But I am gonna serious it out. You know, Black Americans in America, one of the things that they complain about is the fact that anytime a black person goes missing, a family member of theirs goes missing, it's never taken seriously by the police. Or it takes a very long time for the police to investigate it. And when something like this happens, again, even though I'm saying I don't believe her, that doesn't mean that's facts. I could be 100% wrong. It's just that based on the facts of that I'm seeing right now and whatnot, and nothing's adding up. However, she could be telling the truth, but the fact is though, at the moment it's looking very fabricated, and when things like that happen, it does not help the situation of black people not being taken seriously anyway to begin with, you know. And that's what people are saying right now, you know. So for example, David Robinson, whose son Daniel has been missing since 2001 in Arizona, said it was very hard to hear that police couldn't find evidence to support Russell's story. Robinson has said he and other families endure a lot of pain watching months and years go by with no signs of their loved ones. Robinson said he struggled to get the police to thoroughly probe his son's case. He ultimately assembled his own search team that combed the desert for evidence and clues. He suspects there was foul play in Daniel's disappearance. He worries that Russell's case will make it harder for black families to get fair attention. It damages the problems we already have with law enforcement, with taking our story serious, Robinson told CNN. So, you know, and then you have these, and then it doesn't help this. It doesn't help like anyone. And what's this for really? Like, you know what I'm saying? If this was fabricated, what have you done this for? A 15-second of fame for a TikTok click and views and whatnot. Like, you've done nothing but harm more black people in the eyes of the police officer in regards to saying that it's gone missing. People have gone missing and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And it takes certain things backwards, man, rather than forwards. And I hope I'm wrong. I wish I'm wrong. You know what I'm saying? I pray that I'm wrong, but it's not looking like I'm wrong. And it's just, it's so disappointing that this, like, if I'm not wrong, that this is what, this is the effects. These are the effects of social media. If people will do whatever it takes to get clicks and to get views. You know what I'm saying? You get people telling us, oh, we should do these